So before we begin the IELTS speaking, introduce yourself first.
Yes, my name is Arif Hafiz Utama.
Okay, thank you. So in this section of IELTS speaking, we will be giving you a topic and give you a bunch of questions about that certain topic. We will help you to answer this question within 3 to 4 minute time frame. Please keep that in mind. So the topic of this question is about food. First of all, what are some traditional dishes from your country that you will recommend to visitors?
Yeah, the first dishes I would recommend to the visitors is nasi goreng because the nasi goreng is most popular not only in locals but also in international because it tastes different in another level. So also I want to introduce the local dishes like sate bandeng is typically the grilled fish and mixed with the peanut sauce and it tastes better also.
Okay. So in what ways do you think food trends have changed over the years?
The food trend can be various because such as the great interest in international cuisine and fusion dishes and the dietary restrictions such as vegan and gluten-free diet and the online packaging kit and the delivery food.
How do cultural difference influence people's food choices and eating habits?
So there is such as the example like religious beliefs. For the example is in Indonesia we know that the majority of the citizen is Islam that is prohibited to eat pork. That is the example of the religious thing, and also the cultural values and traditions may shape the people's attitude towards food and meal times.
Do you think that the fast food industry has a negative impact on people's health?
Yes, of course, because the fast food have a lot of sugar, a lot of unhealthy fat, and the salt, sodium that is bad for health, and the option for healthy food in the fast food is very least, and also there is much cheaper that make the people compared to the healthy food, people have to buy the fast food instead because it's cheaper.
So the last question is, what are some of the challenges of maintaining a healthy diet in today's society?
Pardon?
What are some of the challenges maintaining in a healthy diet in today's society?
The challenge may be various, like the first thing is busy schedules, like we have no time to prepare the healthy food because we have the tight schedule. We have not much time, of course, and the economic barrier or economic struggle that we have no much money to buy the healthy food. Instead, we buy the fast food, which is unhealthy for our body. And there is another challenge like we have such a limited access to the healthy food in our areas, like that, of course.
I think that's all. Thank you for your time, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you also. Hello, sir. Thank you for coming.
Hello, sir. Nice to meet you.
So please introduce yourself first.
My name is Muhammad Alif.
Okay, Muhammad Alif. So in this IELTS speaking part 3, we will give you a topic about certain things and give you question related to it. Please keep it in mind that you have around 3 to 4 minutes to answer this question. The topic is about music, so here are the questions. Are you ready?
Okay, sir.
What kind of music is popular in your country?
So in my country, Indonesia, I think nowadays the song that is much popular in this country is about serenade or love song. Or more often than not, the song itself is about heartbreak coming from that love. Nowadays, it's kind of hard to find a different genre of music in this country because I think nowadays people are much more connected to this kind of love song.
So the next is, do you think that music can be a form of therapy for people with mental health issues?
There's a certain condition to that, but I think it can help because there are some like research about it. But it's that like people find a connection about music in certain things, especially when there's like a sad song talking about stuff like mental health as well. So people can tend to relate to that as well. So maybe people can become more much connected to that kind of music, I think.
Okay, the next is, in what ways do you think music can affect people's emotions and mood?
So I think it's pretty interesting because music itself, in my opinion, is that there are some things that you can think about music and you just connect to it. Again, from the previous question. So like, and the music has like happy note or like higher notes, people tend to be much more happier to that. Or when the music is much more sadder, people tend to have a changed mood and make it much more sadder as well. Which, for example, they're like dinner. When people go to dinner and then they play romantic music to make the moment feel more romantic. I think that's how people, how music affect people's mood, especially.
So how has technology affected the music industry in recent years?
I think it's pretty interesting how far music has gone because nowadays AI, as you can know, that AI has been quite in the rising nowadays. So there's are like uprising in people using AI voice to create music itself. There are also like vocaloid industry, which come from Japan itself, which has also rose that kind of interest in music. But of course, we cannot also forget about the old songs about people with instrumental stuff. And also, I think there's also a genre that come from that modernization of music itself, such like hardcore or even something like EDM, for example.
So the last is, how has the popularity of streaming services changed the way people listen to music?
It's changed people how people listen to music very greatly, I think, because nowadays people can just download the music and then just listen to their phone. Or even yet, with the streaming platformer, now it's becoming much more accessible. You can also download certain apps such as like Jokes or YouTube Music, for example. So you can just stream the music and then forget about it, right? But on the old days, that kind of technology is not apparent. So I think it's pretty good change that no music has this kind of impact on the streaming service as well.
Okay, that's all for this today. Thank you for coming and thank you for your contribution to it.